We know dogs have fought wars at the sides of soldiers since ancient times, really, and today they are performing heroic feats in Iraq and Afghanistan. 2,000 working dogs help our U.S. soldiers find explosives, control crowds, and stop terrorists throughout the Middle East. Let's meet a couple of these powerful pooches and their great handlers. Joining us from San Antonio, Texas today, Sergeant Doug Timberlake and Petty Officer Brian Jordan, and they, of course, have their dogs with them, Cedro and Cherry. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us, and thanks for serving your country in this way as well. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Martha. Thanks for having us.
Sergeant, let me start with you. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do and what you're training these dogs to do, and if you could, sort of share with us a story about how they work in the field.
Okay, well, the majority of our dogs we train to be dual-purpose dogs, which mean they do the controlled aggression, which is going and chasing down bad guys and holding them until I can get there to handle them, and also for detection, substance detection of either narcotics or explosives. Go ahead.
I know, Brian, you've worked in the field with these dogs as well as training them. Tell me a little bit about, I read one story about a soldier who was actually wounded, and he was so worried about his dog and getting his dog to the vet. What's the relationship like between soldier and dog out there?
Well, the relationship's very, it's very close. I'd rather have a dog as a partner than a typical person. Sorry.
They're more reliable, right?
They're very reliable, and they're very obedient with you as the handler. I was over there, and I've had a lot of experiences over there.
Tell me, Sergeant, in terms of training these dogs, there was one story about a dog that, was trained to take down a bad guy, and the way that he was holding the scruff of the neck tells a lot about the way they're trained. Can you tell us that?
Yes, it was a friend of mine that told me about it, that he had sent his dog after a bad guy, and when he caught up to the dog and the bad guy, the dog was standing on the bad guy's back. The guy was on his belly, and the dog was holding the guy by the neck, but my friend told me that it looked a lot like a mama dog holding a puppy, which really goes to show that these dogs do, through their training and through experience, learn to use the minimum amount of force necessary.
So basically,
they know they're not there to maul.
Right, and so they know what their job is, right? Excuse me for interrupting you.
No, that's fine. Yes, they do, and that's our job. That's where we come in.
So what's it like, Sergeant, when you've trained these dogs, and we're just looking at some pictures of some of the training exercises, to let them go, when you let go of them and you know where they're going and you know what might happen to them?
It's mixed feelings, Martha. You feel proud of what you've done with the dog because you see the progression that the dog goes through, and at the same time you're sad to see him go because in our time with him we do bond with him, and so it's very mixed feelings when the dog's ready to ship out and he's going out to his base from here.
And I've been told that you are never told where that dog is being sent. Is that right?
Not in advance. We can find out afterwards if we look it up. There's a procedure we can go through, but that's through our logistics department, and they handle all of that.
They're such beautiful dogs. And Brian, I know that you get them right from the beginning, right? They don't know anything. They're not trained at all when you guys get them.
That's correct. They don't know any of the commands, and it's up to us to teach them all the basic commands.
They're beautiful dogs, and we should all be proud of you guys, which we are, of course, and of these dogs who serve a lot of our soldiers so bravely in the field. And thank you very much for introducing us to Cedro and Cherry. Thanks, you guys.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.